live with it. Welcome to the first Workup for GiveBIG 2020. Excited to have you all here. My name is Charles Cox. We're going to get started here at beautiful KBFI Boeing Field. We've changed the weather and the time just a little bit so we can have a nice flight tonight, but we've got a lot of work to do. So let's get to it. Thank you to Big Giant Circles for the There Came an Echo OST album. I still listen to that all the time. All right, so I've heard from my system that all checks are good and we're ready to rock and roll. So let me go ahead and turn on track IR so we can look around our beautiful cockpit here. Mooney Ovation. Gorgeous aircraft. All right. Well, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of Streamlabs stuff to work out. We've got some technical challenges to solve. We've got a lot of people to get on the stream and say hi. So stay patient with us as we work through this. It's going to be kind of a rough first night as we do our first rehearsals here. I don't know if you sort of know the whole story of what this is and what we're doing and why we're here, but we have an opportunity on May 6th to bring a lot of folks together in the virtual world and create something a lot of fun. It's with VATSIM, an organization of 80,000 pilots and air traffic controllers, and they want to bring their group together with us at the Museum of Flight and do a virtual fly-in at one of my favorite places in all the world, Boeing Field, KBFI. There's a ton of moving pieces to this, but suffice it to say, what we're going to do is we're going to fly and we're going to have fun. And for my part, I have to fly and get better at flying in the pattern, at flying with real pilots and ATCs, and over the next several days, I think it's about a week and a half now, we're going to do exactly that. We'll be here every night, 7 to 8 p.m., getting better, getting our stuff together, as they say. And by the time May 6 rolls around, we're going to be flying with over 100 pilots in this pattern at KBFI and KSEA here in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, our home. And we're going to have a good time. So as we get started here, bear with us. We've got a lot of work to do, and we've got a couple of things to work out. So sit tight. I'm going to go ahead and lock the view, and I'll go ahead and turn the batteries on and get this beautiful Mooney ovation started. So you can take out those static elements. You can put me right in the pilot's seat, my friend. Yes, you can. All right, and we are joining up. The server has video chat. Well, that's pretty cool. Alec, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Charles. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
Are you seeing the Twitch stream?
I'm bringing it up right now. Hang on.
Great, great. Meantime, I am going to boot up ForeFlight on my tablet here. I've got a kneeboard all set. All right, and just so that you know, you are live, sir. We are on Twitch, so say hi to the folks at home.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, that's my line. All right. Looks like we're parked here by Signature Aviation. That's going to be northeast corner of the field, I think, at KBFI.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, it's like the old terminal straight ahead. Do you have a scenery pack installed?
I do. I use OrbX's True Earth Washington.
Ooh, perfect.
It's beautiful. I saw it at FX Expo last year in Orlando, and they showed it on the big screen, and I had to have it. I mean, and it's an Australian company too, so I don't know if they flew in people to stay here or what, but they got so much of Washington right.
That's really cool. I can't wait for the new Flight SimX to come out, and they're going to have all the photorealistic stuff. It's going to be amazing.
That looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It does. It just looks incredible.
I'm very impressed. I know my buddy in Philadelphia, Dave, he's got access to the alpha. I'm not sure he's played it yet. I'm wondering what's taking him so darn long, because I want to hear how it's going, you know? I want to hear how it all is. All right. Well, now, have you got a chance to get the Twitch stream rolling so you can see what I see?
I'm up and watching.
Okay. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you're in my right seat today, man. That's you.
Sounds good.
All right. So, first things first. I could probably pull this up. Let me muck with Streamlabs for just 2 seconds here. I know this is going to be kind of a pain in the butt, but this is what we do in workups, right? We've got to try some things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go A power mirror, and I'm going to turn on my tablet mirroring system. Screen mirror. Perfect. Okay, the power mirror is up, and I'm going to go ahead and press a button, and it's going to show you what I see on my ForeFlight tablet. Well, it's supposed to. Hang on just a second. A power mirror main. There we go. And Okay, that's got to actually be... There we go. Okay, that's going to take a second. Now, there's a little bit of a speed of light delay between you and me talking on Discord and what you see on Twitch, so be patient and
Yeah, for sure.
you'll see what I see.
Four-flight overlay.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, yeah, he sees it. All right. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I need help with. I don't know much about departures or approaches, and especially when it comes to KBFI. So if, for instance, I was to go ahead and hit the plates, and let's see, search KBFI plates for
You've got a couple of Vfr departures, but it depends on whether you want to just stay in the pattern, in which case you'd be in closed traffic, or IFR, you're looking at the needle something, I don't know the number, and the...
Looks like the Kent 8, and the Needle 1.
Sounds right.
Now, are these based on what direction we're departing? Is that how this works?
That's correct, yeah. The Kent goes south, and the Needle is north.
Are you seeing my plate there?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so let's assume for a second we want to depart south. It's a beautiful day. That's probably not the right departure. We should probably depart to the north, but that means us like going all the way around to the other end of the runway.
Actually, no, today you're spot on. The wind is stiffly out of the south today.
Okay, sounds good. So then the Kent 8 departure, right?
Kent 8, yeah.
All right. Well, sir, let's start with that, and let's see how far we go. Now, listen, I expect you to keep me honest as we get going here. So anytime you want to jump in with your expertise, please do, because you can't assume I know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah. If you like, we can just hit the plate real quick for a brief, or we can hold off on that until we get out towards the whole short line. It's up to you what you want to do.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start the alternator and fire up the engines because I want to stop sucking battery on this thing. And as soon as we've got the blades spinning, then we'll go ahead and do a brief. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, buddy. All right. Alternator on. Standby. All right. Full rich. Low throttle. Clipper up. You ever flown a Mooney before?
Once, yeah, from the right seat. I flew a M20 Charlie, old one.
Oh yeah, that is a bit old, but I mean they're great planes. I'd love to fly one of these things.
They're quick. At the moment, they're still one of the most popular like entry-level cross-country birds you can get for a decent price. They cruise quick and their gas consumption's pretty low. But also apparently the guy who originally designed them all, Mr. Mooney himself, was actually over 6 foot. He was supposedly pretty tall, so he designed the things to be ergonomically kind to tall people.
No kidding.
And I, having sat in the Charlie model, like, with the seat all the way back, and I'm 6'6".
You're a big guy, dude.
Yeah, I'm one of the tallest pilots I've met personally. But
yeah, you're one of the tallest pilots I've met.
Yeah, but I was actually able to you put the seat all the way back, and I was able to stretch out my long draft legs all the way to the pedals. It was amazing.
That sounds nice, buddy. It really does.
It was super nice.
Look at this. Well, this is a nice aircraft. She's going good, so everything's ready to rock and roll. Avionics are on. Everything looks good as far as the gauges are concerned, so the blades are spinning. So why don't we talk a little bit about the brief? So can you walk me through a little bit about what we should kind of do as we brief, and what should we expect here?
Sure. Well, generally speaking, for flying IFR, there's a certain structure that we can take to brief. Otherwise, we can just brief it as like a VFR.
Well, today's going to be a VFR flight. I mean, the weather's beautiful, and we've got a little bit of time before sunset, so I'm going to go ahead and just assume we can squeak it in before it gets dark.
Okay, cool. So yeah, in this case, general briefing. You're gonna probably want to start with the weather. That's a good place to start. Just make sure that you're acknowledging how the winds look, what your pressure is set on the altimeter, and you want to make sure that everything falls within what your what we call personal minimums are.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've ever have heard that term.
It sounds a little bit kind of like what you're comfortable to fly based on your experience level and things like that. Is that what that is?
Yeah, exactly. So you can take up an airplane. Let's say that the winds are gusting like 60 knots out of the south. So
Right.
technically speaking, you can go and fly legally. But from a personal comfort and skill and experience standpoint, maybe that's not the smartest idea.
I see.
Especially because if they're gusting out of 60 knots, the plane's likely going to get airborne or upside down before you even get to the end of the runway.
All right.
So just like making sure that all of the weather falls within what you're comfortable with.
Okay. Well, shall we dial up ATIS at KBFI and see what they have to say?
Yeah, let's go ahead and plug that in.
Com 1. Let's see. 127750 is what I thought I heard for ATIS. Standby. 127750 Boeing Field, King County International. All right. Well, I'm not hearing anything from ATIS, which makes me a little bit nervous about our radios. But other than that, conditions show sky conditions 20,000 scattered, 35,000 scattered, visibility more than 10, wind calm, altimeter 2, 9 or 9 or 2.
Beautiful. So, I mean, overall, this looks like the ideal day. So I don't see any problems going up. Do you?
Nope. Nice. Sounds good to me, sir.
Perfect. Next thing I generally like to talk about is our taxi plan and our departure plan.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at the plates here. As you know, we're at the northeast side, northeast corner of the runway here, and we have decided that we are going to do the candidate departure southbound. So let me go ahead and pull up a different plate here. I'll just pull up the KBFI airport diagram. Does that sound good?
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up.
Okay. All right, there we are. I'd say we're sort of in the general aviation area, just east of, or just north of the terminal, northwest of the terminal there. You seeing that okay?
Yeah, that looks good to
me. It probably takes a second. Yeah, it probably takes a second. Okay, so it seems to me like from where we are now, and check me on this, I think we'll probably approach runway 14 right for departure using taxiway A, hold short at A1, and then take runway 14 right for departure on the Ken 8.
Alpha 114 right departure. That looks good to me.
Okay.
And just make sure I know where the terminal is. Yep. It's been a while. I used to operate out of here for Kenmore Air on the Chieftains and the Caravans.
Sure.
So this was a pretty common op for us. But yeah, that looks good to me. Just a quick note. As a VFR aircraft, typically they're not going to ever assign you an IFR departure procedure. So if you're departing VFR, they're either going to give you basically what you ask for. So you can call up ground and ask for departure to the west, south, the north, any way that you like. And then certain airports around the country, depending on the airspace that they're in, will have certain just common departure procedures that aren't published anywhere on necessarily official charts, but it's more kind of just like local, what's the word? Local common knowledge stuff.
Okay.
in the case of Boeing Field, which way were you planning to depart? North, south, east, west? North?
Well, so we're going to depart south, and I was planning on making a left-hand turn, so we'd be headed west for a little, or headed east for a little bit. I really love those sort of lowlands area, kind of headed out toward I-90, and then we'd turn back northbound to loop around.
All right, sure. Let me just see if I can find what I'm looking for here.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
VFR departure procedures, depending on your direction of flight, and if there's any published.
Well, let me
typically
see.
for stuff like this, you'll have to go to the airport's website specifically.
Oh, you do?
And they will call. So if I was gonna hang on, let me see if I can link you what I'm looking at in chat. This is not for your direction of flight. This is just to get out to the west. Where's Discord?
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to. I'll give it a shot. See, this is why we do workups.
Yeah. All right, I can just send it to you directly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here, left click, message. There we go.
Yep, I got it. Okay. King County Gov, Media Department's Transportation, VFR Procedures, westbound. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
So if you were going to departing over the Puget Sound, they would ask you to fly these procedures just due to traffic inbound to SeaTac into the 1-6s and also departing off the 3-4s if they were doing that.
So Lincoln VFR Departure, that's going to be Southflow westbound departure arrival procedures, but Lincoln VFR Departure, make a right downwind over the river at 800, turn west, continuing west over Thistle Avenue. Wow, holy cow.
Yeah, this is a thing where if you were going out in an actual aircraft, you'd probably want to cover this with an instructor, or at least brief it heavily prior to actually operating it, because as you can see, there are quite a few steps.
Goodness gracious, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I would love to send this to my iPad so I already could see it here, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So we won't do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just call simulator privilege and and not have to worry about it. Sorry everybody. Yeah, sorry mom. Okay. So assuming that we can do VFR southbound, we can take a left-hand turn, we can head west for a little bit. Based on the airspace around us, we need to stay what? What's safe? Under 2,000?
Yeah, I would recommend probably about 1,500 feet MSL all the way until you get clear of Mercer Island over I-90.
1,500 until we get clear of Mercer Island. Okay.
And departure-wise, just to the class Delta airspace over Renton, because this airspace is arguably one of the most complex you can get around the country for a GA aircraft. You're gonna want to make a departure off of a left downwind, and you're gonna want to basically aim it kind of towards the north end of Mercer Island.
All right.
And then from there, track I-90, and that'll keep you generally clear of the airspace at Renton.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and take off. We're going to go ahead and ascend no higher than 1,500. We're going to point our nose at the north end of Mercer Island and track I-90 to head west.
Boom.
All right, boss. You ready to get this thing on the road?
Yeah, and then one other thing that I just have liked to brief on these kinds of departures is basically our immediate action plan if we were to lose an engine on the takeoff. So obviously if we lose an engine on the takeoff roll, just stop it straight ahead. You got tons of runway to use. Yep.
I got that.
Immediately after takeoff, you might even be able to just keep it on the runway, since again you got about 10,000 feet of runway to use. After that, if you don't have any more runway to use, and that impossible turn is in fact impossible to do a 180 back around and land, in this instance, you've got rail yards straight ahead off of 1-4 right. You've got the option there. You've also got the duometers just off your right.
Got it. Okay, so if we have an engine out after takeoff, we continue straight. We do not attempt to turn, and we try to ditch at either the duometer or the rail yards.
I'd say that is the gist of it.
Yep. Okay, I understand. Now, what do you think? Do we want to do 14 left or 14 right? We don't need all of 14 right, do we?
No, we definitely don't need all of 1-4 right. If you want to take 1-4 to the left, that's a good option. We operated off of that one in the Caravan even, so.
Seems like as well. 14 left would be all right, so I'm going to go ahead and just call an audible there and say we'll do 14 left.
Approaching runway 14 left.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. That's the end of the runway. Yeah, that's the end of the runway. Approaching 14 left. Wow, 4 flight.
Yep, 4 flights. 4. I know. It's smarter than me. That's not hard to do. All right, so I'm going to do an abbreviated run-up. We're going to call that good.
Lovely.
I mean, we're losing the daylight, right?
Yeah.
So who have we got on the Twitch stream there? I'm not able to see the Twitch chatters from my station here. So I know we got a few folks saying hi.
Yeah, we got Self-Justice Warriors and Pseudonautics.
Well, hi to you both. Self-Justice Warriors, one of my favorite people, Jolene Olson, our video producer. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you on the show. And Pseudo who?
Pseudonautics.
Pseudonautics. Hi, Pseudonautics. Welcome. Nice to have you. All right. All right, before we head out, I'm just going to check, make sure everything's cool on the Discord. Anything I have to do? If there's anybody else I want to invite here? I don't think so. Okay, and checking our stream, because that's what you got to do, apparently. All right, now we're not doing ATC today. I do have it set up with VATSIM. We're going to start doing ATC here in a little while, but let's say we did have ATC on the horn. What would we be saying to them right now? Would we be letting them know where they're departing? I mean, of course, they'd be telling us to hold short. They'd be telling us to take the runway. What is it we'd call out right now? Let me see. It's
ideally nothing you'd be calling out right now, but they would be telling you. What's your tail number?
That's November 683 Yankee.
683 Yankee. So they'd be saying something like, Mooney, November 683 Yankee Boeing Tower. Westbound departure approved. Runway 14 left. Clear for takeoff.
And then we would just acknowledge. We just say.
Generally, you'd say clear for takeoff, and then you'd repeat back the runway and your tail number.
Clear for takeoff, 14 left, November 683 Yankee.
There you go.
Let's get going. Oh, these brakes.
Those left turning tendencies.
Oh, I know. Yeah. The
Right rudder. Right rudder.
right. It's always right rudder. All right, flaps up. All right, want to keep it at 700 feet per minute. Actually, I don't know what the feet per minute ascent is as far as the Ken 8 departure.
You're not going to do anything like that. Just aim for, I'm going to say, pitch for about 100 knots.
All right.
So just keep the power all the way in and then increase the pitch to maintain about 100 knots.
Wow, that's... Are you serious?
Kind of a...
Are you serious? I mean, that is steep, buddy.
It's, I mean, I don't know the best rate of
climb on the Mooney off the top of my head, but I'm guessing it's going to be that or less.
I mean, because the Mooney's eating this for breakfast, dude. We're doing 130 while we're doing 1,000 feet a minute.
Whew. Damn quick.
My ears are popping.
It's darn quick.
All right. Okay, we're. I'm gonna go level her off at 1,500, like we talked about.
Oh, are we flying the Kent?
Yeah, I wanted to take that left, like we were talking about, right?
The left turn's approved. You can turn left generally at about 700 feet or so.
Oh, okay.
So you can go ahead and hook a left now and just keep it coming all the way around to a heading of 320.
320, copy.
Beautiful evening tonight.
Yep. Hot out today. Hot yesterday.
I think it'll be hot again tomorrow. Good scenery pattern.
Oh man, this is worth every penny. It's so
Well,
good.
we're definitely in Renton's airspace now.
Oh shit.
That's fine. They're
Now-
cool. They're all asleep. They
Well-
went home for all of the Corona stuff.
Okay, now be honest with me though. Like that was a big faux pas, right?
Yeah. I mean, if this was like ATC would have probably called you about 3 minutes ago, saying, "Hey, are you gonna turn?"
Because I should have turned at 700 feet, right? Because I
Yeah,
should have been on the other side of this runway, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that's why you're gonna want to generally in these situations climb out at your best rate of climb. Which again in the Mooney, I don't have any of the publications on hand, but I'm gonna guess is probably 80 to 90 knots.
And that would have been and the vertical speed on that would be insane. I mean,
It would probably be
12
greater than what you were doing, but yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
be rocketing up.
something like 1,200 to 1,500 feet a minute.
Yeah. But the reduced airspeed in the climb is going to translate to a reduced ground speed, which is going to translate to reduced turn radius, which is going to keep you inside of that protected Boeing Class D airspace, which is good for around here.
Well, now, hey, how about that? Look at that view.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do too.
God, I miss flying. Ugh.
I know. I'm hoping we can, just give you a little taste of it. This is all we can do.
Just a taste.
I know, my friend.
So yeah, looking up ahead there, looks like the I-90 bridge into Mercer Island, and beyond that's the 520 bridge. And
Yep.
we're currently operating up what's called in the aviation world anyway as the West Channel.
West Channel.
Yeah, so this will be the west side of Mercer Island.
I see.
Out of Renton, this is generally where, or I should say, is the route that the seaplanes take off the seaplane base at Renton. They go up the West Channel. Then all of the VFR and all the VFR land planes go up the East Channel, which is, as you can probably guess, the east side of Mercer Island.
That's not far separated, honestly.
No, it's not. But at the speeds at which these aircraft generally operate, it still provides enough separation to be safe. What are you doing right now?
You're doing 160 indicated?
Oh yeah.
Woo! You're cooking.
Al, I don't really need to be going this fast, and I also don't need to be going this rich either. I can pull it back down, but the RPM's not even in the green zone yet. Okay, we've just crossed over I-90, so if we want to go ahead and head into them thar hills, can we take a right?
Yeah, you can go and hook a right now. quite see around. Can you look to the right a little bit more?
Oh,
Just
yeah,
so I
yeah,
can see
sure.
what's over there. Is that, wait, are we already past Bellevue?
I believe
is
we are.
Bellevue?
I believe we are, sir.
I just saw Bellevue. Okay, yeah, we're clear then. You're cleared. Does your tablet have location on it at all? Like, if
Oh,
go
you
to
mean
pull
where
up
I
the
am?
sectional chart?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I need to, like, turn off my...
Sit down.
I turn off my IR so it doesn't make me look down at my crotch all the time when I look at my tablet. Yeah. Here we are. Yeah, that's
Sweet. All right,
Bellevue
so
on the right.
you're right on the corner of that Class Bravo Pi. And,
3,000.
so you're clear up to 3,000, my friend, if you want to go a bit higher.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's up to you.
Well, I want to bleed off some of this airspeed. This thing is just going like a bat out of hell.
Peg the noodle.
Screw the crew chief. He's supposed to. He's there to fix. He's there to fix the plane, right? Come on, let's go.
The Mooney crew chief.
You pegged the needle again, didn't you?
Gotta fix that.
This plane's only got one problem, and it's the pilot.
Yep. General attitude. So yeah, we're heading out towards. So I instructed out of Renton Municipal for almost 2 years, and we're headed out into what is known as the Northeast Practice Area.
Yes,
which
indeed.
is, generally where we did all of our training maneuvers with our students. Out here, the air-to-air is on frequency 122.75, but I suspect there's not going to be anybody out here tonight transmitting on that. So,
I'll tune it in anyway.
there.
I got it on anyway. No problemo.
Sweet.
All right, passing 2600 on our way up. And then talk to me about, I remember when we're doing VFR, we're supposed to hold these particular separation altitudes.
Yeah, those generally apply. So VFR traffic's flying thousands plus 500, and that's above 3,000 feet. Below 3,000 feet, the altitudes are generally your discretion, but as a matter of principle, I try to keep everybody generally either at like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, or 1,500, 2,500, 3,500. But yeah, above 3,000 feet, you want to be putting yourself at like 3,500, 4,500, 5,500, etc. That way you can separate yourself from the IFR traffic, which stays at those 1,000-foot altitudes.
I see. Well, in this case, we kind of have the dealer's choice, I suppose, because we're under 3,000. So, should you just put it in an even 3,000 and call it good?
You can, yeah. If you want to get really into the weeds, well, no, your current location is pretty good, actually. If you're on the floor, that 3,000-foot Bravo shelf floor, and you're flying at 3,000 feet, the only risk that you run is that if you happen to pop up above 3 into the Bravo, or you got the wrong altimeter set and you end up going into the Bravo, that's paperwork for you, which can be scary and annoying. But it looks like we're currently under the 5,000-foot shelf now, tracking towards another 5,000-foot shelf. So
it looks like we've escaped the paperwork for the day.
Indeed, yeah.
Well,
looks like we're flying out towards Carnation.
Now the time. Now I wouldn't look at the chronometer on the airplane, but the time in the real world is 7:36 p.m. So we want to make sure that we can get on the ground before 8 p.m. for this live stream workup. So let's see here. I'm just gonna kind of trim her out, and I'm gonna cheat, and I'm just gonna plug KRNT into our. Oh, look, it's already there.
Hey.
Activate. Whoa, that's... Oh, well, that was a whole approach, but never mind. Okay, so we're 13 miles. ETA back direct would be 5 minutes at this speed, so that's good. But we want to do this the right way, so if we want to actually be landing on 17, then we've got a whole rigmarole to go through, don't we?
Yeah, we'll want to do probably a brief to get back into the airport. We'll want to pull the weather. Obviously you want to make sure that your performance is good enough to land, but in this case it's a giant runway again when we're flying a Mooney, so it's not a big issue.
All right, all right. Well, then, first things first, let's take a look at the weather and make sure everything is just the way we left it.
Do it. Hang on, 2695. I think is the ATIS frequency.
2695. Wait, what?
Well, I think it's 126905 for the ATIS.
Oh, okay. 126905. Okay.
I'm gonna have that ingrained into my memory. Hopefully this is right.
No. Wait, that's KRNT. Wait a minute. My bad. I want to go to KBFI. Sorry about that.
Go back to Renton. Heck yeah, we'll go back to Renton.
No, we're not. No, Alec. We're not going to Renton. We're not seeing any of your relatives, Alec.
Renton. It's a great little airport, honestly. It's just super cute, and you can't even tell that it's there. If you're driving down the 405, you cannot tell that there's an airport there unless you spot the tiny control tower.
Well, Renton was that was my growing up place. That was my stomping grounds. I grew up in Renton, and so I have a love for it that transcends all. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to want to go basically the opposite direction where we're going because we're getting into some hills.
Yeah.
So why don't we do a left-hand turn and start heading back in the general direction of where we came from.
Sounds good.
And then we'll do a brief for how to get back on the ground. Sound good?
Sounds great to me, yeah.
Alec, I'm just making up this pilot shit as I go along. That doesn't bother you, does it?
No, it's great. It kind of brings me back to my instructor days, honestly.
Now, and I didn't know if you know. I mean, you probably know I'm the son of a pilot, but I'm the son of an instructor as well. He actually taught at KBFI.
Is he out of Galvin?
He was at a place called Competition Aircraft, I do believe. Well, a lot of those FBOs don't last very long.
Yeah.
And this was back in the 80s.
Oh yeah. I wonder if they merged with anyone.
Oh, well, I mean, what do you think? There's probably a 50% chance Galvin bought him.
There's a very good chance of that. Interestingly, I learned today that SeaTac was originally named Galvin Field.
What?
Yeah.
What?
First opened up, yeah. Crazy.
I love that. That's good trivia right there. All right, I'm gonna cheat real quick, and I'm gonna dial in a autopilot altitude real quick. I'm going to do the heading bug, and I'm going to do an autopilot altitude because I want to be able to do a brief and actually pay attention. Know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Autopilots are great for that increased situational awareness, that's for sure.
So we'll do $3,000 and autopilot altitude, autopilot, and we'll set the heading bug for roughly that away. Okay, and then VS. Oh God, I'm trying to. I can't dial this in on my. I can't dial this in on my actual physical controls for whatever reason. The Mooney doesn't like it, so. I'm trying to tell you. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let me pop open this GPS real quick. So KBFI is going to be off to our left here. It's 17 miles away, ETA 6 minutes and 30 seconds at our current speed. So if we want to do an approach, what kind of brief do we need? Do we, if we're doing a visual approach, because there's still light here, what would I need to pull up on my plates?
Find visual approach. It depends. Boeing Field might have a charted visual approach. I don't remember off the top of my head. Otherwise,
RNAV GPS.
if you do the RNAV GPS, oh, there's a Harbor Visual 1-4 right.
I've got it. Harbor Visual 1-4 right. Let's take a look at that.
See what that says.
Okay. Okay. Yep, I'm seeing it now.
So again, this is, although it says it's a visual, typically this is issued to aircraft on IFR flight plans.
Oh, well, what the heck, man?
But we can give it a shot here.
Okay, so what is the first thing we should be orienting toward? I mean, there's north end of Lake Washington. That's a good one.
North end of Lake Washington is where this one seems to start.
Uh-huh.
Generally, if you're flying a large aircraft, generally that's where you're going to be starting at.
Okay. Maybe we can
But
can we shortcut it any?
You know, in simulator land, I reckon we probably can. Honestly, in instances like this, what I've always done flying into the actual airport is I point the nose of my plane basically towards downtown Seattle, specifically towards it's not Safeco anymore, it's T-Mobile Park, or Central Link Field, and I aim towards those, and then from there I kind of like work my way into the runway.
Okay.
Let's see, but yeah, looks like
I'm not going to get mad at you for that.
No, so if we can spot downtown from here.
You think we'd be able to, don't you? I mean, that's okay. So I've got 520 and I've got 90.
So I'd say hook it to the left a little bit, and then we'll head that way.
Autopilot off. Fun mode engaged. Oh hell.
As my old captain Kenmore used to tell me every time I turned it off for an approach, pulling out the rosary.
Oh, full of confidence, that guy.
Oh, yeah, so
nothing but confidence.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, aim it in towards that guy. Probably towards right at the west end of the I-90 bridge. Should be perfect.
All right. I feel okay about that.
Altitude-wise, eventually you're going to want to get down to about 1,500 feet again.
We should probably go ahead and start that now, since we're going to be infiltrating more of this Class B airspace.
Yeah, the Class Bravo pie, slice of pie generally starts around the north end of Mercer Island and the I-90 bridge.
Okay.
I believe. If you want to check it on the
sectional.
It's not the sectional. You've got the TAC, I think. Terminal area chart.
Yeah, but you're right, though. Look at that right there. B2000, 1000 to the north end of Mercer Island. Actually, just north of that.
Yeah,
so
north of it by the 520 bridge, actually.
So we want to get down to 2000 like pronto. Otherwise, here comes the paperwork.
Yeah. And at this point, I might be pulling up like the ATIS to make sure the weather hasn't changed. We've only been aloft for 15 minutes or so, so I'm not expecting it to change at all. But when you call up the tower, they're going to want to know that you've got the current ATIS. So that's why.
Got it. Now I don't know why it is that I don't know why it is that I cannot seem to pull up the actual correct but I can't. So here's what we're gonna do for 2 seconds. Watch this. Whoa! What happened?
We're in helicopter mode, man.
Is this the Matrix? Whoa! All right, so
Bullet airplane time.
Dodge this. Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna try to pull up. I want to pull up KBFI's ATIS real quick. 127.75. 127.75. It's killing me. I do not understand why we're not getting anything off this ATIS anymore. Like it's just pissing me off. Like KBFI tower? No, nothing. Yes, no. All right. So I worry that it's because I installed the X Pilot plugin for VATSIM, and it killed all my like computer ATC.
Interestingly, in the real world, if you don't pull up the actual ATIS, if you got the correct frequency tune, if you pull it up at about 50 to 53 after the hour, it's going to be offline because they're currently updating it.
Oh.
They're recording a whole new thing.
Wow. Okay. Well,
So
I tell you,
it's kind of an interesting little trivia.
Well, I'll tell you what. Because we want to use the ATIS in the game, not the ATIS in ForeFlight. This is a really weird like Matrix moment. The game's weather is the game's weather, and ForeFlight's weather is real weather. So unless you've told the game to pick out real weather, which I did not do, it won't be accurate. So reading this, sky conditions, 20,000 scattered, 35,000 scattered, visibility more than 10, wind calm, altimeter 29 or 9 or 2.
Sounds like a good day to me.
Well, then let's go home.
Sweet.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually now descended below 2,000, so we're now at, it looks like 1,700.
And that's fine, because that little Bravo block over the airport's at 1,800. At least over the north end of the field, so they're definitely going to want you at 1,500 at most over the stadium.
Here comes Seattle, like transparently folding in. That is really strange. I didn't know that's how the graphics in this game worked.
Well, that's where all of their tax money is starting to go, is into transparent structures.
Don't you think that would cause a lot of accidents?
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
Council is.
yeah, but yeah, that's the best answer I've ever heard.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you know how it is. Now, at this point, are we expected to pass over the buildings and then hook a left, or are we expected to hook a left before? I think we have to pass over and then hook a left.
At this point, I'm not really putting you on a charted approach. We're just kind of basically eyeballing this one towards these stadiums. If you're coming in VFR from this direction, tower's going to ask you to report either the stadiums or the I-90 tunnel, I think.
I feel like we've already shot past KBFI. Oh yeah, we're already past them, dude.
A BFI approach course is going to take you over Elliott Bay, so we're still on the way over there, but if you want to start hooking left and slowing down a little, then that would behoove you well, actually.
Well, I do enjoy being behooved.
Behooved indeed.
Behoven. And we're actually starting to get into flaps down speeds here, so. Coordinate your turn, Charles.
Step on the ball.
Stomp on the ball, Charles.
Alright, I see the runways over there.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah, you're right. We really should have. I probably shouldn't have turned so fast.
Yeah. And just looking outside, looks like we can start our way down now.
14 right? What do you think?
Yeah, let's go for the big one. We'll be the big boy today.
Sounds good to me. I don't see anybody else. This town is ours for the taking.
You're 863 Yankee or 683 Yankee?
I believe it is 683 Yankee.
Well, we need 683 Yankee Boeing Tower. Winds calm, runway 14 right, clear to land. And then all you got to say is just clear to land, and then your tall number.
Clear to land, November 683 Yankee. low RPM. I'm going to put some flaps in. Dodge this.
Dodge this. Interesting, I think the Mooney's got, at least the older ones that I've done, have got hydraulic flaps, which is very unique for a general aviation aircraft.
The idea is that they can push against a great amount of air force.
Runway 14 right.
I don't fully, to be honest, I don't know the reasons they design it that way.
I don't think we need more flaps than this, honestly, with this much runway.
500.
There's no pappies on this one.
You know, I don't see it at all. Actually, there's
Odd.
on. Are you talking about the? Are you talking about the rabbits?
No, you should get 4 bright lights to the right or left of the runway that are white or red.
On 14 left, there are. You see them? There's 4 red
Yeah,
ones.
I see those over there. They got like a 3-dot pappy, but I don't see anything on the right side.
I think those are for us, actually. There's a bit of a crosswind off to the west. This is awful, and I'm sorry. Terrible landing. Landing lights on. Oh my God! This is why we do workups, boss.
That's why we do workups and checklists. But he.
Oh! 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 Ow! 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 Ow!
Hold the nose up. Hold the nose up. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Right rudder. Right rudder.
Right rudder. Try not to hit the landing. Okay.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run some more runway out. You know, I just need a minute. Okay.
Yeah. You have to deploy the reversers, guy. Put it in beta.
Deploy the drag chute.
Deploy the track chute. Space shuttle coming in. I'm just curious. I'm looking to see. I'd be really surprised if the big runway didn't have pappies for south flow.
Now we have to hold short because we're crossing runway left, right? Or are we?
I'll tap for a second.
Oh, did left?
You're good to cross on that side.
Because
so
left ran out.
Yeah, I can't see exactly.
Oh yeah, there's no left over there. We're past it.
Oh yeah, you're way down. So I think it's gonna be a left turn up alpha all the way to the terminal.
We missed a lot of ATC here, but we're gonna save that for another. We're gonna save that for another workup.
Yeah.
Can't
One
wait.
of these is Paul Allen's old hangar.
Does it actually have a name?
The hangar?
Yeah, I mean, is it like logoed or anything?
No, it's not. He held a very impressive collection of private aircraft. Really cool planes. He had his own 767, I think.
I mean, it wouldn't be this really mod deco looking thing, would it? I bet it is.
Actually, that might be it.
I'll bet it is. I mean, that just seems right, don't you think? Well, we'll head all the way up and we'll park it at Signature again. Left fuel. Oh, that's the master warning I got. I ran the left fuel tank out. I should have switched tanks. My bad.
Mooney's Harrier, same thing.
You've been watching some of my DCS videos, haven't you?
Yeah.
We got it in before nightfall.
Yeah. The song from the Muppets movie, "Moving Right Along," is playing in my head right now.
Oh my goodness. I love the Muppet movie so much. That's like one of the movies that I referenced when I was running my own company. That just works for me. Hey, the stars are out.
Kind of hard to see on it. Oh, yeah, they are.
You can see them. Yeah, look at that. So it's gonna like Kermit. You watch out for a falling star. There's gonna be a falling star comes down.
That's awesome.
Ready for the big time? Is it ready for me? Moving right along.
Moving right along.
Footloose and fancy free.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
God, I love
god.
that.
I am going to watch the Muppet movie again very, very soon. Oh, that was fun. I feel like we're actually pretty close to where we need to be here. I think this Gulf Stream or whatever the hell it is coming up is going to be signature. So I love it. There's like a Sikorsky, and there's like an Embraer and a Gulf Stream and this Mooney.
That's how a lot of GA ramps are. So I went into John Wayne a lot down in Orange County at my last job, and that airport. If you've ever thought of like just like a toy box of airplanes, that airport's got literally every airplane you can imagine.
Is John Wayne Palm Springs?
No, John Wayne's Orange County.
Okay.
It's pretty close to Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, next to what looks like a Eurocopter. Fancy.
Oh, like like a Lynx or something like that.
Somehow.
Okay, well, how'd we do there, boss? Let's see. I'm gonna check my route here. Maps.
Looks like that took about all things in about an hour. That includes the brief and all the pre-taxi.
Yeah, would you believe it's 7:59? We nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, press the record button. Stop the logbook. Thoughts there, Chief?
As far as like history of BFI, I know I was going to talk about that. I want to talk about that while you're in flight, just out and about, or were we planning on doing that after you parked? I can't remember.
I don't know. We haven't really talked about it yet. You want to chat about it on Slack a little bit? We'll kind of figure out what makes sense.
Yeah, we'll coordinate there.
Sounds good. Any thoughts on the flight today?
Flight looked good. I guess I took some notes here. Let's see. I guess it's in the sim land, so it's not super critical, like as far as airspace violations and stuff are concerned.
I think I want to hear it anyway.
I would probably practice pitching for airspeed on takeoff and initial climb out. Let me just.
I can appreciate that. Yeah, that's the way.
Climb.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill it here. I think we're done with the machine.
Okay, so looking on Google here, your best rate of climb airspeed is going to be 105 knots.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was actually pretty close, calling it at about 100. But I'd say apply your takeoff power. You get off the ground. Use your pitch to keep the airspeed down about 100 knots or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to want to make your crosswind to your downwind turn pretty quick, crossing through about 700 feet.
I wasn't ready to make that turn that fast. I had no idea I was supposed to act that quickly. So that's a good thing to know.
Yeah, unless you do want to fly the Kent Departure, in which case that one's involves some tuning of radials off of either, I don't know the plate off the top of my head, but either the localizer or the VOR, and then tracking that outbound to that first point, crossing at 2,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say just for the sake of time, it'd be quicker to do it off of a VFR downwind departure in the pattern, like our plan was. But yeah, you're going to take off, and I'd say after you take off, you're going to, I'd say probably count to like 10 or 20, and then turn. It's going to happen quick.
That is quick, yeah. Oh, let me show you something. I wanted to show you this real quick if you're watching the Twitch stream. This is something we're going to investigate a little bit later, but if I just shoot all the way over here to the other end of the runway, I think there's something that you're going to recognize over here.
The Great Gallery, the Museum of Flight.
The Museum of Flight.
Oh, she's beautiful. I'm so glad that they put her in here.
I
Wow.
know. The red
Oh, can you
barn.
actually see inside? the
Yeah,
museum?
you totally can. Yeah, they didn't
Oh
get.
my
I mean, they
gosh.
didn't really get it right, but I just think it's the best. I just think it's the best attempt. Look at they got all the stairs. Like they didn't get all the planes, but they got the stairs.
They hit the major points, so and even the paint job on the 7.3 is correct. It's U.S. Air. They got the T-38.
I
What
know.
else they have?
Well, they got.
Wow.
Yeah.
They all have the DC-3.
Oh, look at the
This is
Alaska Airlines
amazing.
backwards.
That's amazing.
I know. We're gonna do this during the stream. I want to get Matthew. I want to get the curator to be able to like walk through the museum, and he's like, "What is this?"
That's awesome.
What a beautiful night. All right. Any other notes on the flight? Anything for future workups? I want to make sure we're doing this better and better each time, my friend.
I mean, I guess. Are we planning on using ATC for this?
Yes, we actually will. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to layer in ATC. I've got Johnny from VATSIM on the horn, and he's willing to do like a private ATC session with us. So for future workups, we'll get him in here.
Perfect. Do you?
They're sending a car
wanna
for
be-
us, Alec. Oh no.
That's the. It's airport ops. You struck a bird. We need a report.
Sir, do you understand what Class Bravo airspace is?
Is that a BMW? Wow. Freaking high rollers at BFI. What a name.
Okay, sorry. You were saying?
Okay. ATC interaction wise, we're going to be doing this for sim folks. So obviously we probably want to like respect that. Are you going to be the one talking to ATC, or do you want me in the right seat talking to ATC? And is he going to be on Discord with us, or is he going to be on the VATSIM client?
He's going to be on VATSIM client, which means I have push to talk, which means it has to be my voice that's communicating. So we're going to have to figure that out. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but having you do right seat with the radio is a lot harder technically. So
that makes sense.
Okay.
Unless no, I don't have any way to hook up a mic to my computer right now because I don't have a headset that works with it.
Okay, all right.
Because,
you know what?
Because otherwise, I could sit on VATSIM and work the radios for you, but
I think I'd be.
It might just be easier to you do it.
I think I'd be fine doing it. I want to learn how to do it anyway. So if you're willing to just kind of be patient with me and help me understand what I've got to say, then that's going to be really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. Other than that, in Simland, depends on how closely you want to resemble real life ops. Like, if you want to do it like a 1-to-1 resemblance, I can be really technical in terms of critique and everything in terms of the actual flights, but it's the sim, so I don't feel like it has to be perfect.
Well, let's see if we can make it better each time, and if I can get the crude stuff down, if I can actually nail these sort of basic things that you've talked about, and then that we can move on to the finer points. That's okay with me.
That's good for me. Honestly, I think that you did a great job, so nothing there to speak of too much. But as far as the big picture stuff, yeah, I can't think of anything that really stands out.
Well, you know what? That's all right. We got another one of these coming up. I'm going to go ahead and do another one tomorrow. I'm not saying anybody has to be here, but I'm going to keep your notes in mind and try to nail this departure and approach. So I'll go ahead and close out the stream for now. And Alec, thank you so much for flying right seat with me tonight.
You betcha, Charles. Good to be here.
All right. See you, everybody. We'll catch you on the next workup tomorrow, 7 p.m. And be sure to check out our Museum of Flight fly-in on May 6th. Going to start at 12 noon. Thanks for being here with us and flying. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, Alec. We're out. We're good.
Sweet.
That was pretty good.
Overall, yeah, I think that went well. So that whole flight's slotted for exactly an hour from startup to touchdown. Is that right?
That was luck. I've flown this area a little bit, and I kind of just figured, I kind of had the feel of how long I think it would take, and what I want to do each of these workups 7 to 8 p.m. and so when the time came to turn it around back to KBFI, I thought, yeah, we'll probably get us on the ground at about 8 p.m. I didn't think we'd get on the ground at 7:59.
Damn, and you were steely-eyed missile man there.
Steely-eyed missile man.
I think a lot of the time too on the ground was taken up by me talking about those published VFR departures off of Vfr to the west. So, like now that we've covered those, I mean, seeing as they don't apply to an eastbound departure, I don't see any reason we have to go through those hardcore in the stream, which is gonna buy us another 5 minutes or so.
All right. Well, I mean, that's the thing is if we can agree on a departure, then we're going to be all set. Here's the problem: is that ATC is going to call the departure when we do this for real. So we're going to need to do Kent 8 and Needle 1.
They're not gonna approve you for like a pattern departure.
I actually have no idea what the hell they're going to do.